Hey guys, it's Red Magazine Weekly. We're here with Charles Ning, who flew all the way from Hong Kong just to catch up with us. Let us know what's going on for 2014. How you doing, Charles?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. SEMA show's a little gets rougher as the weekends.
Yeah, a little swamped, but yeah.
Totally. So big news. We kind of posted it about on the website a few weeks ago. 2014 Formula Drift. You're confirmed. You're ready. Tell us about your car. What's going on with it?
Right now, we're still building the car, but it'll probably be ready in, I say, like mid to late December. So
Okay.
we're ready for some testing. And as I said, it's a G37 chassis, so one of a kind in FD. I don't think there's any other
Definitely
G37 chassis, not in 2014 at least, that I know of. So I'll be running on KW, fully race prep suspension, straight from Germany, so which is my long-term partner in WTCC. So I'm very glad to be able to link up with them again in FD. Also talking to a lot of more other sponsors. In fact, I'll announce it probably in December or January, my title sponsor. And yeah, everything just looking good so far, and the car is ready to go to paint. Yeah, I can't wait to see when it come out.
Nice. What's up with the motor package in that car?
It's we're gonna run on Chevy LS3.
Okay.
But shooting a lot of NOS, and
Nice.
we are estimating about 750 to 800 horsepower at the wheels.
Excellent.
Yeah.
With nitrous at 750, 800? Wow, very cool. And you're basically planning to run full 2014 season all the way through?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan to run the whole season, because I want to be more committed. If I do something, I want to do it 100%. So yeah, doing all the rounds it's the plan.
Excellent. And I also know you just opened up a performance shop just outside SFO in Burlingame. Tell us about that. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's funny because you know, a couple of my partners, they're actually long-term buddies of mine, and we've been talking about that since maybe almost 8 years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago already. So it's really cool that now we really get the opportunity to really open up a shop together, and we kind of have a really good match because they've been running another shop earlier,
Okay.
and then they closed down that shop, and now we kind of merged together, and I'm like sort of like the face of the shop, so doing the promotional side of things for them, and I'm very happy to be able to work with my buddies.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
So it's going good.
So what kind of customers are you looking for? Are you trying to build, are you guys focused on BMWs over there? Are you trying to build drift cars? Like, what's kind of the direction of the shop?
So in the long run, we want to do like more race prep, like kind of like the guys who are wanting to bring the cars to the track in the weekends, and I can help them to set up the cars and probably also coach them. But that's a long-term plan. But right now we're doing like say 50% like just regular customers who
Okay.
come in and do alignment. We have a full rack alignment machine there, so we have quite a few customers coming every day for alignment service, and we also do a lot of tune-up for cars, like regular tune-ups. And the other 50% I would say is like modifying cars for street or for the track. And we are planning to also do track days in the future, say like once a month. And I'll be the chief instructor, and I'll be coaching like my own customers and helping them with some of my technical knowledge as well as the driving techniques and all that. So it'll be a good package when everything is put together.
Excellent. Well, let's talk. You mentioned, I guess, driving, instructing, driver training. Like, so you were in Formula D a couple years ago. I guess the last time you were in Formula D was 2011,
Yeah.
right? So you finished the 2011 season, and you kind of hightailed it over to Germany, right, for a little bit, and then now you're in China. Tell us kind of about that whole journey.
Yeah, it's crazy because actually I got the G37 in 2011. I was planning to build it up for 2012, but then I got a phone call and basically got a ride to drive in the World Touring Car Championship, and basically put together a really good program with the help of sponsors. So yeah, I couldn't really refuse to go, and kind of had to pack up and went off to Germany, and it's been a really very much like a roller coaster ride. Like
Yeah.
these 2 years, there are lots of ups and downs, just traveling the world and racing with some of the best touring car drivers in the world. and it's just the greatest experience ever. And I actually did my best finish in the last round in Suzuka, Japan. I got a podium finish in my class, and so that was really great, considering the BMW that I drive is not the fastest car on grid. So
very cool.
So yeah, I mean, my goal has been met, and now I'm ready to do some more drifting.
Now let me ask you, I don't really follow WTCC real hardcore or anything, but there's a track in Macau that looks crazy, like borderline undrivable. Like, I guess tell someone about that track a little bit, what it's like.
In fact, I'm going to Macau like this week.
Oh wow!
Well, at the end of this week, because we have the finale is always in Macau.
Okay.
So every year in the middle of November or so. So next week will actually be the finale for WTCC.
Nice.
In Macau. So I'm just leaving on Friday and flying straight to Macau on Sunday. So doing a lot of prep work for with my team and with the car setup and blah blah blah. So yeah, tell you about Macau. Yeah, Macau is I would say is a very challenging circuit. There are some couple corners that are really gnarly. Like you go in about a $140 or something miles per hour, or maybe even higher. It's about 230 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Mid corner speed, and basically you're 6 gear full throttle, just a slight lift, and you're back on full power. But then the thing is the track is only about 10 to 12 meters wide, and it's pretty crazy. Like in some races, we go like 3 car wide into the same corner, and it's just the scariest thing ever. But you just kind of have to keep your cool, because once you lose it, you're gonna hit the wall straight. So you just have to keep your cool and know what you're doing, and don't panic even when the car starts sliding. And I think drifting does help me a little bit in that sense. So yeah, it's a really fun circuit. It has 2 sections. We have the lower section where it's like pretty much the city, like Long Beach circuit, but much narrower.
Right.
And then we have the upper section, which is like a toll gate course. It's like really even more narrower. But then you're maybe probably 3rd gear, or in some corners 2nd gear, or maybe in some places 4th gear. You got a sharp pull in 4th gear, but basically 2nd, 3rd, 4th gear, and the uphill section. But it's super tight, and then it's like really winding. So you really have to get your lines right. Otherwise, if you mess up the first corner, you're gonna mess up the next few consecutive corners, because they're all connected. So the lines are very important, and the pace is really fast. So you have to be 120% fully concentrated. Otherwise, you're gonna crash. So Macau is a really challenging circuit in that sense.
Yeah, but my only experience driving that circuit is in a race room, KWs.
Yep.
And I'm horrible at that track. I can beat anyone about anywhere, and you get into that track, I don't know, I can't make it happen. So maybe that's my problem. I'm just offline in those first turns, and it's all over. But
right.
I'm just going to stay away from there. If I wind up in Macau, I'm going to be playing craps instead of racing world touring cars like you. But so you've actually been in China now almost like a year, right? I mean, roughly, pretty close?
I've been flying in and out of China because this year I just joined I actually got a phone call to drive for one of the top drift teams in China.
Right.
And
yeah, tell us about that, China Drift Championship, right?
China Drift Championship is actually a new sanctioned drift championship, just like the Formula Drift, but in China. So what they're different than the rest of the Chinese drift championship before is they're actually sanctioned by the FIA of China.
Oh, cool.
So it's sort of like SCCA of America or FIA of Europe.
Yeah.
So they are recognized as a sport. So at the end of the year, if you get a top 3 result, you're gonna get invited to the banquet, and you're gonna be, they're gonna give you a certificate, for being an outstanding sportsman or something like that. So it's proper serious, and I'm driving for the best team, so it's also a privilege. The level of cars and driving in China are definitely not like as top as in the U.S. As of now, but they're definitely growing really fast, really rapid speed. Like they're growing every year. Even every event I go there, they have more power in the cars. Drivers are getting more aggressive. They're more on point on the driving. So I feel like in the long run, it'll be a very good championship, and it will be a really good feeder series for perhaps for some Chinese driver who would like to come out and do some international events.